Okay, guys, first of all, Spadia is not just a YouTube channel. We have also digital products, physical products, which are going to help you about everything we talk about in these videos. You can find two links in the descriptions below. And now let's get back to the video you came here to actually watch.
Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today we are going to discuss additional topic around eating, and it's going to be especially about how you actually can eat the same thing every day and actually enjoy it. Now, this first part of the video I will say is that it's not the most optimal way to eat, but the only reason why you would like to do so is if you want to actually focus 100% of your attention to your own life, to basically focus on your business or work. And I will just mention that the reason this would actually help you is that it allows you to make less decisions about what you want to eat each day. So for example, you can even set up your schedule that you will be able to purchase the same type of food maybe once a week or twice a week, or even once per 2 weeks. This is, for example, my own schedule that I've had for quite a long time, to basically just go to shop for once per 2 weeks, and then to basically purchase the same type of food you would cook or prepare for the next few days or even weeks. And what this allows you to do is that, one, it allows you to have more time for yourself, or let's say more mental bandwidth to actually want to focus on your work. And the second thing it allows you to do is that you don't have to make decisions each day about what you're going to cook or what you're going to get. And the additional thing, when you would actually pair that with, for example, intermittent fasting, is that it would allow you to basically have a schedule of what you're going to eat. So you would have this schedule for an entire week or 2 weeks. And then you would also have specific times when you eat those foods. So you would be able to, for example, eat the food within a specific time period. Second thing is you don't have to think about it because you already know that you're eating the same thing each day. And then the third thing is that then with the rest of the time you're able to 100% focus on work and you won't actually feel hunger. This is something amazing how your body can adjust to basically a new scenario, which we would call intermittent fasting, plus this topic of eating the same thing every day. But I think it's important to go about how to do that. First thing I would say is that you probably, if you want to do this, it's best to date sugars, and especially candies, cookies, and any sort of stuff like that, because they drive impulsive behavior. Now, this is mostly related to the fact that even, for example, with processed foods, those basically spike up the nervous system and your brain in a way that drive dopamine response, and you will be less likely to stick to the regime you would set. So this is especially reason why you would, especially if you want to focus on work with this schedule and on business, you want to avoid processed foods and sugars and just simple carbohydrates, because those do drive impulsive behaviors. And you will need to be aware that this lifestyle, let's say, because it's definitely a lifestyle, is completely opposite of that. And it's possible, it's very easy to do, but you just need to have the right context about basically about how to do it. Then the second thing that we've just touched upon is that it then depends on what is your goal. For example, for myself, my goal was to completely focus on business, but I also did gym every day for 3 years. This was basically for almost the entire time home gym workouts, and the home gym workouts weren't meant to build muscle, although they did help with that. But what they did help was to basically help you to refresh your mind, and to also have spikes in stress hormones, for example, like cortisol as well, adrenaline too, and then to have an everlasting dopamine increase throughout your day. And what this combination of three chemicals do is that it's going to increase your well-being throughout the day, even many hours after you do exercise on that front. And that also allows you to have even higher and better focus on work. So just outline what the benefits would be, and how this would actually manifest itself is that you will be much more likely to finish your work on the given day. The second thing that would happen is that you will feel better about it because of these increases of these three hormones we just talked about this dopamine, cortisol, and adrenaline prior in the morning, for example, for the workout. But then related to the food or the choice of food to eat the same thing every day, and also if you basically pair that with the intermittent fasting, it would allow you to focus clearly just on the work you would be doing, for example, in the afternoon or evening or at the middle of the day if you, for example, would have ended up eating the last bit of your meal at lunch. So this is a huge thing, and you just need to realize that if you truly want to focus 100% on business or work, this is a very aggressive schedule. I don't even think that many people have it as such to focus on this. If your goal is to focus both on the business side, or for example for your work, and also gym, I don't recommend it, because you will need to make a couple of tweaks. And here's the tweaks I would have for you. And this is also what I've done in the past and now in the process of finishing up. And the thing is that you would also need to make sure that you do actually incorporate some carbohydrates. I would still recommend complex carbohydrates, but especially before the gym, because that would allow you to have more of the glycogen stores, and that would allow you to actually have more of an instant performance, like the hard drive, for example, if you would say powerlifting or hypertrophy training, where you need to basically have a huge power output. Well, carbohydrates will help you a lot more with that. I just don't want you guys to think about carbohydrates as to eating Nutella as such or any of that shit, because it's not helpful to you at all. It's helpful in terms of having quick energy, that's for sure. But the issue I have with that is that it does drive impulsive behavior after. So it's quite subconscious when you do eat candies and such. So it's very hard to defend against it. So it's just you have to pick basically the lesser of the two evils in this scenario. If you were, for example, to still use candies before the gym, it could, and it most likely will, it has happened to me and also has been reported by many people, it will diminish your performance in the afternoon. Even you may even have a sleep crash, which we've usually talked about in the previous videos a couple of times as well. So for example, if you basically crash in the afternoon because of low blood sugar, usually when you have, let's say, slightly higher fat diet, you won't have that many issues, because many fats don't impact the blood sugar levels as much as, like, for example, simple carbohydrates on that front. This will be the main gist of the video, guys, and hopefully it was helpful. If you'll have any comments about this schedule, I've tested it myself and I have eaten the same thing. I will still say one thing, is that you also want to make sure that if you're going to do this, that you generally check what's going on with yourself, because you may even pick very bad combination of foods, in which will mean that you will like something. So definitely I will recommend, at the very least, you don't have to actually include fruit if you include vegetables into your diet, but make sure that you do have some greens, because it's very important, as they are very nutritious on that front. But if you actually will decide to ditch simple carbohydrates, you generally shouldn't have issues with vitamins, minerals and such, but it's still important to make this disclaimer. Okay, guys? Thank you.